WBAD Radio.
Well, congratulations, Mr. BaD.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Good. Let me take over and start this off.
Yo, let me start it. Come on, man.
It's been 30 years of record making.
30
and
years,
I thought I'd
baby.
take time, specifically because the first record that we've ever made on my own label is not online. So let's just call this a 30-year later world premiere.
Oh, word.
And I had to get this done December 2018 because next year it is 31. Now here's the thing. I was planning on retiring BaD after 30 years. And when I say retire, there's a lot of music that still hasn't been released. So he could have releases to go on for a long time.
Years, say it, man. Years.
And my plan was to switch and let Good take over.
Let me in.
For many reasons, and I'm going to get into it quickly, and that's also why he's here. Damn right I'm here.
Real.
For those of you who never heard of Good, he's
yourself.
the evil twin of BaD.
These motherfuckers.
Long story short,
I'll be back.
first of all, before we get into the long story short, on this video, there's nothing to, well, there's a few things to see, but it might be long, so I thought just put up a image, and when there is something to see, there'll be a sound, and if you're interested to see,
Maybe this.
you can come when you hear that sound or change the page, because I personally don't like, you know, when there's nothing to see. You could be reading or looking or searching for other things as you're paying attention to what you're hearing.
This is the
So with that,
LB.
on to the long story short. My mom, when I first started making records, I think it was my third or fourth record, and
Touch me, touch me.
she told me,
New Age house.
told me,
That time.
don't curse and don't talk about sex on your records.
Touch me, touch me.
And I was like,
USA Records.
okay, Mom. I did question it. Why? She said, because you're more intelligent than that and you can have and find better things to say. So it was a bit of a compliment in a way. But I realized
No
over
rappers
time,
of today. Take note.
something that every salesperson knows, sex
sells. Motherfucker.
and not talking about it is, you could be missing some things.
Not that you was trying to sell.
I still listen to my mother, and I always will, but I got another guy who's going to talk about the sex and all that crazy shit.
That'd be
for
me.
me.
Take off your
And that
clothes.
is Mr. Good. He's the other
You wanna take off your
conscience.
clothes?
And yeah, I won't go into him, but that's why he's here today.
Show me bad is good, good is bad.
Yeah, he's a bit arrogant, not
yeah.
egotistical, but arrogant. And
Yeah.
he will say things that BaD just
You
wouldn't
wanna
say.
take off your clothes?
Whether BaD wanted to or not, he's not saying that. You know what I mean?
Can I walk?
Okay. So, LaRhon Records, 1988.
Take off your clothes?
LaRhon.
That was the year I made my first record, Basement Records, LBC. And through a situation which I won't go into right now, I was working at
Unique.
Unique Records, and that's a distributor, where at that time,
New Hyde
if
Park.
you
Yo.
walked into a record
Island.
store and bought house or hip-hop, I'm gonna say 75% chance or more that that record came through Unique Records. They had it all. Not on lock, but they had it all. And so working there, I got to learn the record business, how to sell, how it sells, how it works. And right after Basement, or during the release of the Basement records, LB Says, which on the back is Just Don't Stop the Dance. Funny, B-side, song number 2. When will they
B-side.
learn?
B-side. B-side.
Anyway.
When will they learn? Meaning a lot of the times the B-side is the best. 'Cause they didn't get it.
Yeah. LB says, Just Don't Stop the Dance. As it came out, as I saw how it did, as I saw the business of it, I said, I can do this myself. And there was a reason, which I won't go into.
I'll go.
That's how we came up with LaRhon 25. LaRhon. LaRhon comes from the name Lamont and Rhonda. And Rhonda was the vice president of this little company. And that was my wife. So she was my partner, my wife, my best friend, and
You got into
and-
music.
and-
Good for you.
and so we started this company, My Dream. Now, a little before this, just to throw this in the mix,
Throw in the pain.
yes, my family, lots of my friends, not all,
The hurt.
but when I said I wanted to make records, I was laughed at, seriously. And I want you to know this
You wanna
because
make records.
in case someone laughs at you when you tell them your dream, you show
You
them
want to be a rapper?
30 years later. I honestly don't know the count of releases, and it's not so important at this moment. It is important, but in this moment it's not. But the point is, when you have these dreams, the person who doesn't have, the mentality who doesn't have these type dreams, it's not that they're knocking you down personally, it's that they can't understand or believe something like your dream or their dream could ever happen. So because of their false belief, that's why they're knocking you down, trying to knock you back into their reality where things don't happen like that.
Go bad.
And don't let that happen to you. So they laughed, they joked. I was told I don't really sing.
You sing professional.
I don't rap.
You sing professional.
Whatever. How you gonna make a record?
You sing
And
professional.
even that, the people around me didn't understand producer, and of course I didn't, not the clear idea of it. But yeah, that's what happened, and we did it, and it started out LaRhon 25, where we have a video. I hope to have, or at least I'll play the song if the video is not finished during this for this video. And yeah, it's all in the same bag. So let's get to the point. The story goes, there was some MCs. I would say about 3 to 4 years younger than me at the time. And I knew of them, but I didn't know them. And the strange thing, nice and strange, my sister, my elder sister, she was good friends with their parents. They're around the same age. And
Sister was one of the biggest.
that's how we got connected.
In his life.
These rappers whose parents were willing to foot the bill to get a record made, whatever it took. However, they didn't know anything about the music business, but they knew their sons had talent and they were hungry, and the parents in this case was trying to help them live their dream. Ha ha ha. And so they wanted to make a record. Finding out I wanted to have a record company, we kind of put the two together. So the father of one of these guys, and wow, I forget his name, and I actually have to look on the record. But the father's name is Walter Grubb. I'm trying to think of the rapper, his son. But yeah, Walter Grubb came through with the money, and he said, "Yeah, make my sons a song and a recording and a record, and I'll foot the bill." So there it started. Called it Dope Side, and the other side was is the Stupid Dope Side. So you got the dope side and your stupid dope side. The Stupid Dope Side starts off with MC Sohntise, which was Walter Grubb's niece. And in my own personal opinion, she was the fire on this record. Yeah, she kicked it.
City girl.
And she got 2 tracks on there. One is hers, all hers, and I tried to produce my first hip hop record. It's called Because of You. So here comes that sound. You might want to see this. And she did this track that I thought of, which was called Just One Rhyme. And it's like, yeah, it's interesting because it makes sense, especially today. There's a lot of rap records. I don't know what's the line. There's a lot of rap records. Something's there, but I think I make a record with just one rhyme, something like that.
It's been a long time.
I haven't heard it in decades, yo. Sorry, I forgot how it goes. But that's her, MC Sohntise, and then it's dark in here. I'm trying to read. Info MCs. Includes the sun. And then the other side, which is the dope side. There we have Now She's Mine, Info MC. Oh, here are the names. I need light.
Now She's Mine, Info MCs, written by John Shaft, Psychopath. Info MCs are Sheldon Jones, MC Shelski, and MC Lee T. Grubbs, the son of Walter Grubbs, cousin of MC Sean's family, LaRhon Records.
And so on both tracks, It's Bad So Dance is the third track. And that's the track kind of from me, as I thought I did mine on one side. But again, I haven't seen or heard this record in quite a while. So yeah, that's how that went down. It's Bad So Dance was me. And let me explain me. This is my second record. And you may have already heard Just Don't Stop the Dance. And this It's Bad So Dance was very similar.
It was similar in the way of the production ideas. We were trying to create and produce tracks that we never heard before. Ideas, rhythms, sounds, grooves that we never heard. Things unfamiliar is what we were trying to produce. Not copying anybody except maybe the vibration of craft work. And it was because they were the first ones to really bring onto my ears that new sound of synthesizer.
Made in the same studio with an engineer who had no idea what he was doing, which is why the record sounds like it does, very reverby. And that engineer was me. And I repeat, had no idea what I was doing.
And on that note, let the good ones step in so you don't embarrass yourself. Here's the deal. BaD was hanging out in these clubs in New York City with the monster sound system, including lots and lots of sub-bass.
Hey, BaD, I'm telling you, man, play the record 3 times, and the people them, they will be dancing.
don't even think twice. Take our advice and sing our dancing song. It's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. So dance, so dance, so dance.
Just don't stop the dance.
Because it's bad.
So dance, so dance.
It's bad.
To the rhythm.
To the rhythm. To the rhythm. To the rhythm.
So dance, so dance.
To the rhythm. So dance. It's bad.
So dance, so dance.
To the rhythm.
Hey baby, do you wanna dance? To the rhythm.
To the rhythm.
To the rhythm. To the rhythm.